Good evening, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
Come on
did
in the
somebody say
room.
they was going to do us a jingle? I need a jingle.
We definitely need a jingle. I mean, It's jingle season.
We need a friends with the friends type of jingle. We need to find a message. I think somebody sent a message, didn't it? We need to find
We need somebody that's gonna open us up.
I need a good
Y'all
jingle.
tag a jingler. Is that
A
what you call them? A jingler. Tag a jingler on
Tag
here.
a who?
A jingler. All right. All right, guys. Excuse me. I'm drinking my dinner as we go. So this is my
Baby,
Sunday
so
dinner.
rude.
Listen, I just finished working out. We're in the middle of a fast, so I gotta drink what I can while I can.
Lord,
Hey,
I'm
y'all!
on juices and berries and nuts.
Hope everybody is doing well. It is good to see y'all this Thursday night. Now, I know before we get going, some of y'all already got fault with us because we missed last Thursday.
Yes.
Guys, we are doing our best. We're doing the best we can with what we got.
Well, what we got?
We're doing the best that we can. I mean, we are trying to get back to our regular scheduled format of being on here somewhere between 8 and 9 on Thursday nights, every Thursday. But sometimes it gets hard. Like it gets, sometimes it can be a rough. We be on the rough side of the mountain.
Y'all like this? I kind of, I did one of these numbers. I wanted to fluff it out. I wanted to give it a little volume tonight. They said it in the thing now. They said it in the thing.
Yeah, I'm just convinced. You could come on here butt naked every week, and they would.
You just always go too far, babe.
You could come on here butt naked every week.
You just go too far.
And they were like,
babe.
Your shoulders are so beautiful. I'm convinced. You could come on here with nothing on. They're like, wow.
Babe, please stay appropriate.
Well, welcome to Thursday night Couch Conversations. We are so glad to have y'all on here with us tonight. We missed last week. We apologize. We repent. We are sorry. We're going to do our best to stay on schedule and to continue to come in as we can.
What were we doing last week?
Y'all, it's been a lot going on.
I think you were up at the church.
I don't even remember where I was.
Till later. I think we was trying. Y'all was testing the mic or something.
I don't know what we were doing, but y'all know we've been in the middle of pandemics. We're in the middle of one of the most intense race wars that we've seen in our generation, or racial tensions, should I say, that we've seen in our generation. A lot's been going on.
Yeah.
And our seat and responsibility within the context of church and church leadership sometimes puts us in a diversity of different places every single week. So
thank you for forgiving us.
We're doing our best. So y'all excuse me while I eat my dinner.
Babe,
while we
please.
Man, I'm starving. I'm sorry.
This is so rude, baby.
We at home. We on the couch. They know we on the couch. Just watch Couch Conversation. Saying I ain't trying to be just real professional. This is we having a conversation in our home. This home. I'm home. They know I'm home.
That's right, because you're not dressed waist down. So
I got jeans on. Let's be clear. You ain't about to play me tonight. No, ma'am. I'm dressed from head to toe. Now, I got on some flip-flops.
Oh, welcome. Somebody said they're here for the first time.
Well, welcome first timers. So as we begin, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go through all the formalities. If you are not already subscribed to Friends with the Friends, I don't know what the heck you've been doing. I'm not sure where you have been, what's been going on in your life. I need you today. I don't know what direction it's in. I've never went back and really watched to see, but somewhere I think maybe it's down below.
No, babe, we don't even go back in and put those in.
I know,
no,
but
people edit that stuff in there.
All right, but there's a subscribe button somewhere down there.
No, babe, you've been watching too many YouTube
on the
videos.
actual page.
Your people go back in and edit the videos. We don't know what we doing.
No, on the actual.
We novices.
You a novice.
We novices.
You the novice. I ain't know. Like
we novices.
Somewhere down below there, they're about to tell us. Somewhere down below there, there's a button that says subscribe. Now, I want you to click subscribe so that you can follow all things Friends
See, babe,
with
the
Friends.
people that are fancy, they do their videos.
You don't have to put it in
but
the
this how they
video.
do it, man. They go and right up above here,
No,
and
I
I'm
know,
gonna link
but you can't
something
do
I
that.
talked
You
about
can't do
last
that
week,
on a
right
live
down
one.
here in the
You
left.
can't do that one on a live. We
I
do
know
it
it.
live.
See,
But what I'm saying
you
is,
talking about
but
y'all
there's
click
still
down there for
something down
subscribe.
there. There's still something down there.
Ain't it down
Ask
there?
me how I know.
Ain't it down
Bottom
there?
right of the video. See that? Bottom
Ain't it
right.
down
We ain't about to do this thing. On the bottom right. Thank you so much. I know what to say going forward. Bottom right of the video, there's a subscribe button. I want you to click subscribe so that you can be a part of everything that we do as we just continue to move forward. Also, in the chat feature,
I hear novices.
there's a little $sign if at any point through any of tonight's interaction you want to give or donate to what it is that we're doing. There is no pressure, but we always make it known that it's right there if you want
said
to
do
do
you
it.
do you even know how to get them? Do you know how to do that?
I do, because it's
Money
right
and
there.
things like
Because it's right there. Boom.
Wow.
How about that? How about that? If you just
Wow.
look on the screen, it's actually on our screen too.
Well,
How about that?
I better
How
can
about
find where to look at.
How about that?
Y'all today
I
he
got-
said we're not gonna do the pointing tonight.
I need you to
this
know
is-
by
this
now. This is week
where
23.
I need you to
You
look.
got to know what a camera
You
is.
have had me in front of 11 cameras. I don't know where to look. And then you at the church, you say, swing to the left, swing to the right, look forward, turn around. You sitting there preaching in a circle, preaching in a circle. You're throwing it in a circle. And you want me to just look straight. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to do. I had to preach in Memphis. I had to do something here. And then they said, look over here. I preached for Mother's Day. They said, you never look nowhere else. We got to come and do some B-roll. I be like a deer in headlights. I don't know where to look. Just looking. Thank you, Lord.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
Hey, come on. Come on, these people ain't got time for
Okay,
this.
all right. So, last thing I have to throw this little plug in. Fanika's mentorship 3-day Find Your Voice Challenge takes place next Tuesday through Thursday. I'm saying this now because I don't want you all looking for us next Thursday night. Next Thursday night, she's going to be completing her membership or her
And aren't you gonna be there
her
with
challenge.
me?
I'm going to be right there with you, clapping. I'm going to be
But
direct.
I need to touch you though.
So I'm not going to be sitting on the stage with you.
You can
next
sit on
week-
the stage and in
Next
silent
week,
and me
no,
hold
no,
your
no,
hand.
no, ma'am. Next week we're going to be completing night 3 of her Find Your Voice Challenge. So if you've not signed up for that, go to FanikaFriend.com. And you, ma'am, can sign up. And I say, ma'am, very
See,
clearly.
somebody said you can place a live. You can place a graphic on live. See, we don't know what we're doing. Hey, whoever said that? Tiffany Jones, inbox me. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. I didn't know you could do that. Did you know you could do that?
I think I did,
Well, why you didn't do it?
because I opted not to.
That's such a man. Babe, we go to the left or right? Hey, we go to the right. Don't ask. We go to the left. You be knowing stuff, though, don't you? You be knowing. Okay. With your wrong point of coming and subscribe. But let's go. Hey, you won't let me eat.
You ready?
I'm out here hungry on these nuts and berries. I'm a little crazy.
You're crazy for that. All right. So tonight, this conversation that we're right at or approaching 5,000 spots filled up for this 3-day challenge. So if you have
I cannot believe it. I literally thought I was gonna be just right here with 500 people. I thought I was gonna be right here. I thought I was gonna be right here with you, babe.
not with me, because I ain't coming.
Oh, you gonna be there?
But please, ma'am, please, sir, take care of that. All right. We got about 50 minutes and we've got something we're going to share with you all. Now I'm going to try to make this work on several.
So it's just too much. It's too much.
Y'all be all right.
It's too much.
We're going to try to make this work on several different levels tonight because I know we've got married people and that's really my target for tonight. But if you're in the room and you're not married, if you listen closely, you're going to gain some nuggets on how to deal interpersonally with people now that we're on the end, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be going back into at some point a time of quarantine. And since we have been in quarantine, I don't know about y'all, but if you're married in here, maybe you got a roommate. I want you real quick, if you're married And in the time that you have been locked in the house or stuck in the house with your spouse, how many of you all, by show of hands, can say that your spouse has got on your nerves? Just throw your hands up. Put yours down. How many of y'all can say your spouse has got on your nerves? Let's just be honest. Let's just put it on tape.
Put
it on. Got on your nerves is the right term. You want me to soften it? I ain't gonna soften it. I'm saying it for what it is. How many of y'all, your spouse has
but your
tap
patience, your patience has run
tap dance on your nerves?
It has run a little low. It has just run a little low. We were reading. What is the lady name? She won the Voice. No, American Idol. She won the first American Idol. What is the lady name? She's on the Voice. What's her name?
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. So I don't know if I don't really follow, but it came up on my phone through CNN, and so I was just clicking on it because I was so shocked because she was always talking about her husband and how amazing their marriage was, and their kids and everything. And all of a sudden they're saying that since the quarantine, I guess they had already had some little rough patches. But since the quarantine, they have been stuck together and they are coming out of this getting a divorce. Yep. And she made the comment saying that she think that the quarantine had them being closed in together like that had a lot to do with going on. Thank you. And deciding to divorce. And we began to talk about that. Like, sis, what?
And I was reading another study where it was discussing how a lot of families are opting out of family vacations this year. They are making a decision.
Somebody said they've been tootsie rolling.
They're making a decision to vacation on their own because they have been in such close quarters with one another for so long. So I thought it was interesting because though for the most part, we've enjoyed one another in the middle of quarantine. I mean, like any other relationship, we've also had our quarantine challenges. And Absolutely. There have been moments. Now, I'll be honest, anybody that knows me, of course, all the All Nations people know, I've been in the street almost every day. I've quarantined. It's been like a regular day in the neighborhood for me. Now I'm just being honest.
You don't listen. You don't believe fat meat is greasy. That's what it is.
I've been in the street.
But bring me the quarantine. Bring me the cocoa and I'm going to cut you.
I have been in the streets every day.
I've
been somewhere. I've gone somewhere. If I didn't go nowhere but to Walmart, Quick Trip to get $2 in gas, I've been out the house every single day.
But that is so embarrassing. You out here a whole pastor. Mm-hmm. You out here a whole leader. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. The people said to stay at home.
Sure. Yeah, I heard them.
And the people said that the cocoa is out there.
Sure. Uh-huh.
The people said be safe because you don't want to bring nothing back into your home.
Absolutely. I heard them.
It's 5 more people.
Sure. Right. I heard you.
And you see the statistics and you see the things going up. It don't bother you. You out here like Mr. Rogers. It's just another day in the neighborhood for you, ain't it?
You want to know why? You want me to really tell you why?
I don't want you to talk about it because I'm embarrassed. You ought to be embarrassed. You ought to be embarrassed. You ought to be embarrassed. You shouldn't get on here and say. You should say, I'm just following all the right days and I'm staying home.
I ain't a lot of people. I ain't a lot of people. Now I'm gonna tell the truth. You want to know why I have found myself in the streets every day? Why I've had to just take a moment just to go breathe. Drive down the road, do meetings on my phone, even if I was just driving around. You want to know why? Can I tell you? Can I tell you why? Can I tell y'all why? Let me tell y'all why. You know why I had to go somewhere every day? There's too many toots in my house.
Babe.
There are just too many. The estrogen levels in this house, in the friend residence, it's at an all-time high. And when you leave all these toots closed in together, you get all types. I mean, The emotions are all over the place. You don't
We
know.
have been a bit emotional.
Yeah, you don't know.
We have been a bit.
You don't know who gonna bump their knee, and because they bumped their knee, they broke it. You know, we just had a whole. It's just a lot of estrogen, and so sometimes I just got to go be alone with my own thoughts. I go hide in the gym. Somebody want to come work out with me. Lael in there trying to lift a 25-pound weight, man. You gonna break your toe. Like I just need to just kind of, I gotta get away. I just one moment. So I can't wait for the boys to get here. That's a whole nother. It's just too many toots, So I just gotta get away for a moment. So what I want to give y'all tonight, husbands, wives, I want to talk about a couple of strategies. I'm gonna do it quick. We're gonna do it quick. We're gonna have y'all out of here by 10.
Because we ain't ate.
Yeah, I have. I'm eating right now.
Let me just interject this right here before
I'm gonna give y'all the points.
We go into this.
Okay.
Who calls a fast in the summertime? Okay. Y'all, tomorrow is Juneteenth. It is the colored people's 4th of July. It is our barbecue day, glory. And the man of God got us on liquid starting tomorrow. Now tomorrow we supposed to march and we supposed to say we shall overcome. I can't say it because I won't have nothing on my gut.
Yeah, we finishing our fast tomorrow. Now
I've been having to cook these children food and sing and worship and pray just so I won't do it here. I won't do this here. I won't do that.
Okay. All right. I might make a concession. I'm gonna pray about it tonight. And I'll announce it.
It just ain't fair. I want to march with the peoples. I can't march with the peoples. I am over 220 some pounds. You think I can get out there and march with the peoples with some water on my gut?
You can't. Gotta help you.
Okay, let's go. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Gotta help you.
I had to get that off my chest.
Gotta help you if you want to be helped. That's the Bible. That's the word. Gotta help you if you want to be helped.
He said, we're going to do a 1 week fast, with the leaders and everything. I was like, oh, God, thank you. I feel your
the Lord
strength.
impressed it on my heart to make it too.
You're so wonderful. And I feel like I could just fly away. I said, Lord, take me back. Don't take me don't take me off, Lord. I just felt so good. He said, I just feel like the Lord is saying, maybe we should just extend it. I've been praying in this here fast. Mm-hmm. And I've been praying in this here corn day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I just did not hear another week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody asked you to. I heard. See, God talked to me about it. I didn't ask you to hear it. I just asked you to trust me.
Okay, let's go on because
I just said trust me. I just said trust me.
Okay, let's go on. Let's act like we got some to talk about. But I'm telling you, my God, listen. Somebody said I can't march without a cheeseburger.
Oh, absolutely, you can. Sure, you can. Yeah, God's gonna prove to you tomorrow.
No. This ain't even Daniel's fast. This is water.
No, it's not water. You can have a vegan protein shake. Now I'll put some barbecue vegan seasoning in your protein shake. You'll be all right. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna give y'all 4 points.
Let me go. Let's go.
I'm gonna give y'all 4 points. We got 40 minutes. We're gonna make it happen. 4 points, 40 minutes. Number one, how are you going to continue to coexist? And how do you grow in the time of a quarantine, in the time of isolation with the one that you have to live with? Like, these are moments that should actually be bringing us closer together, not pushing us further apart. So there's always pieces in when God will allow moments like this to happen where we should be learning, growing, and becoming better than we already are. So here's point number one. Y'all ready? Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Here we go. Point number one is this. Don't find fault in their flaws. Okay? Don't find fault in their flaws. Don't find fault in their flaws. Now, every one of us knows that our spouses are wired differently than we are, right? They're wired completely differently. Now, for me, my wife has to be from Pluto. There's no way. God sent her here on an assignment from another planet. Women, y'all are not from here. Every husband, if you're on this live, I just want you to type it in. Just give me an amen. Y'all ain't from here. Y'all are from another planet. I don't know what species God even picked you from. I know He pulled you out of us, But before he pulled y'all out of us, y'all came from somewhere else. Y'all's minds. Y'all's minds. I don't know where you came from. And so it is so easy when you have to live with someone that doesn't think like you, that doesn't act like you, that doesn't respond like you, to point the finger at the flaw. What we have to do in a time like this, we're in the middle of a crisis still, a couple of crises in the earth, and now we are learning how to coexist with one another on a different level. It's not our job to point out the deficiency that the one God gave us. It's not our job to try to pinpoint and tell them everything that they've got that's wrong.
Yeah.
This is the time to begin to grow out of your difference or grow together from your difference. So for me, I think my wife and I, though we have a lot of points of agreement, the way she's wired, she sees a lot of things from a different lens. What I've had to do in this time of quarantine is begin to allow her or open my ears all the more to hear what it is that she's saying, to see how her voice may be helping me in my vulnerable places. Yeah. Because hear me, husbands, hear me very clearly when I say this. Your wives' voices are wired for your vulnerabilities. Yeah. All right, every single person, I want you to hear me. Single woman, God has given you a voice that's wired for the vulnerabilities of the one he's going to call you to. And every husband or every man that's preparing to be a husband, God is going to send you a wife that has voice for your vulnerabilities. This is not the moment to run from it. It's the moment to embrace it. So don't take this time to point out all of their errors, their deficiencies, where they don't have it together. It's easy for us to throw stones at what is obvious to our naked eye. Yeah. But don't throw a stone that makes them run, because what you see as a deficiency, someone else will see as a treasure.
Absolutely.
So what you consider to be a flaw in their personality, difficulty in their wiring, what you don't like, somebody else will embrace. Yeah. And if you push them away, especially in this time, hard enough, they'll find somebody that will complement the thing that you despise.
Right. And you know, I think I want to add to it. You know, a lot of times I always tell people, you know, when you first dating somebody, right? Mm-hmm. You live in your own space, they live in their own space, and so we show our best selves, right? And you know, we always laugh about, you know, things I didn't know that you did and things you didn't know that I do. You always saw me even at nighttime with a wig on. Mm-hmm. It was totally different. We got married and we was in the middle of a conversation and I just snatched it off. You began to see.
No. Y'all, last night I turned my back for 15 seconds. I promise, probably wasn't even 15 seconds. Ooh. But Nika, I don't know how y'all do this. In 15 seconds, I'm gonna let you go back to your point. 15 seconds. I turned back. She had took one makeup wipe and it was like, her hair was sitting on her nightstand. I said,
it was propped up there talking like,
why you talking like?
Why does it shock you after 20 years? What is it? So, but I said all that to say a lot of times, you know, even, you know, when he goes to work or I travel and I do all these things, it's almost like, you know, seeing each other for the, you know, for the, it's like exciting because you going, I'm going, you going to work or whatever. But now that we are in the shut-in together, some things that probably wouldn't have normally, you know what I'm saying, bother me. And I think when you started saying the flaws, and I think even when it comes to the Kelly thing, I think she travels so much. The woman do like 50 shows. Sure. She's never home. Right. She's never home. And so now all of a sudden, you stuck there with him and now you don't you want to have a divorce. Right. And it's because some of the flaws I think that she just began to find fault in that she did not have to deal with before. And so I think what this is, when you start talking about a maturing, I think it's going to be, it's almost like these marriages are a survival of the fittest, you know, and you have to do the work. And how do we do that without pointing out each other flaws, but figuring out ways to work through them instead of saying you, and this ain't what you're doing, and this is just, And plus, with everything going on around, not just the pandemic, but just everything's going around, even with Black men. What I've even had to learn, even with you, I've seen you do something that I've never seen in 19 years. I saw you one day just lay in the bed. All the years I know you, I don't know why you feel like I don't know why you don't feel like you can just rest. It's like some of you that feel like you can't rest. It don't bother me, baby. It don't bother me. I'm gonna kick my feet up and watch me a Lifetime. It don't bother me. But it's like it's something in you that feels like it cannot rest. But I watch you lay in the bed, and it was so odd because I had never seen it, and I was just like, it was so odd because it was something that you never did until the point I was like, well, what is that? And I started saying, oh my God, this is the weight of the world on your shoulder, on top of what you have to deal with here in the house with your five toots.
And
I had to start saying, let me step back and let me, you know what I mean? And even some things that I felt like I maybe wanted to say something. I'm like, wait a minute. This is a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Where we are. And so I think that I think you came out the gate with that one was amazing. What I want to go into.
Wait. Let me give him a practical point to it. And then we'll go to point number 2. Here's a practical point for it. When something comes up that challenges you, you have to ask yourself, is this a deal breaker if I don't bring it up? You have to weigh the pros and cons.
Oh, I think this was a good question.
Of what you consider to be under your skin. Everything that irritates you in the moment is not worth the long-term battle that can come out of it in an argument.
Yeah.
There are some things I know that I do that Fanika would probably want to jump on and just be like, why are you da 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 da?
Yeah.
But I know if Fanika is bringing it up, it's because at this point, this is something she feels like is worth the conversation.
Yeah.
Everything that gets on your nerves, every flaw that you see is not worth the conversation.
It is not. Listen, let me say that again for the women. Everything, let me say it. Now I'm going to put my face in the camera. Everything that you find to be a flaw, guys, it is not worth the conversation. Okay, think about it as a child. You see certain things in your kids, and it's like and if you keep beginning to nitpick at that, it'll begin to tear that child down, and it'll deal with it'll start dealing with their self-esteem. The same way it is with your spouse. It goes the same way. Everything does not warrant a conversation as it pertains to some flaws. Now, no, we are not saying shut up and be silent and you know what I'm saying, and you can't air some of your grievances. But what I'm saying is every little thing, some things people just nitpick.
Now hold on. Now, sexless marriage is something you need to talk about. And there is a way to have that conversation that I think is a necessary one. In the context of marriage, it's always the big 3: money, sex, communication. All right. And if that is a deficiency, that is for sure. That's beyond the flaw. It's certainly worth a conversation. Absolutely.
And so, to segue into this, number 2, take time to have the hard conversations, because a lot of times, let me speak for me. Because of what he does, a lot of times I have to put off some of the tough conversations. People always laugh when I say sometimes I even have to schedule my disagreement. What I'm saying, I'm not saying that he is not attentive or that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying about schedule, he has prayer meeting and he has to train this group and he has to do something with the elders and I'm saying, okay, I do not want to take away, from what it is he's called to do, because a lot of times I have to separate the man from his calling. But even in that, some of the conversations that I have been kind of putting off, I was like, we're gonna have some of these conversations now. And I was like, hey, let's it's a few things I've been kind of want to talk to you about. And I just, we just really hadn't had the time. And now we're here together. And this is the thing. I want to make the most of this moment. I am actually enjoying. Well, I don't know. You probably working harder than you was when you was in quarantine. Let me just.
Absolutely.
Not even. Let me
I'm
just
here
not act
more,
like
but I'm working.
You working more. So let me just not even go there. But I lost some train of thought.
Your brain is different from mine.
Jesus,
Father, give it back to her. Give it to her, Lord.
But I was like, there are some things that I want us to sit down and discuss, in this, because I think it's going to be something to strengthen us. And these are the things you have to ask yourself. Is this conversation going to be something to strengthen us, or is it going to be something to tear us down? And we started having, some of the conversations. And we just sat down and I started telling the kids, all right, now me and Dad, we're going to talk, because a lot of times we'll start talking and the kids will come in. We'll never finish the conversation. Somebody from the church will text, or somebody will call. You'll get distracted. He'll walk off, and then I'll say, oh, so what I was just sitting here talking, and what I had to say,
let me be honest,
it's just not even important. He got a text and he would start asking me a question about the text. And I was like, bro, we was in a whole deep conversation. And, and so I had to really, pull myself back in, because I was like, I want us to finish the conversation. And if I snap.
Now, let's just be honest, y'all. She snapped on me a little bit. She said, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I said, what did I do? I was talking to you about, you stopped talking. You went into your phone and you started dealing with what somebody else was asking.
My voice was here. I said.
It wasn't quite there.
I said.
It wasn't quite there.
I said.
But in that moment, it didn't warrant it being quite there. Because at that moment, she realized I wasn't responding to the sweet, kind Fanika. So she had to turn into the passionate, the impassioned.
I be trying to be nice, Helen. Jesus.
But it made me see, like, in that moment, like, dang, this is what she be talking about. Like, I will not even, it don't even be on purpose. I will just kind of check, because my mind never stops moving. So I will unknowingly check out of a conversation.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, no, I'm still talking. She's like, you have completely missed what I've said in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And she's right. She's fair. Like, it's right.
And so for me, I'm going to be like, it's all right, Pumpkin.
And she'll move on.
That's all right. Did he be ready to talk about it? I'm good, Pumpkin. I'm good. And that's something I had to mature.
Yeah.
The Lord is still working on me. He's still yet perfecting that part of me.
Now, listen, on the flip side of that,
I don't want to talk anymore.
She passionately brought it to my attention. Yes, she did. Now, so here it is. On the flip side of that, the flip side of it is, husbands, we've got to be still to listen to the hard conversations.
Yeah.
And here's what I mean when I say this. I think the thing that every husband has a fear of, there is, and let's just be real, there is something in us that our heart rate suddenly jumps. That thing starts beating faster than it ever has when our wives say 3 little words. Can we talk? Like the moment we hear, can we talk? Our minds begin to all of a sudden ask ourselves in 15 different ways, what did we do? What did we not do? What did we forget to take out? What did we not clean? Who did we not call? What did we not pay? Like, our minds try in 15 seconds to race through everything that it could possibly be that you're about to say. It paralyzes us. And I'll be honest, most of the time, you don't know why it paralyzes us. Y'all wait until it's time to go to bed. Y'all wait till, it's bedtime. We are finally getting tucked in. We feel like everything has been great. Y'all ain't brought nothing up all day. Then the moment we take our left hand and put it on your thigh, here comes the words, can we talk? And so we find a way, and we be scared. I wish I could say how scared we be, but I got to be sure that this live can stay up when I finish. We be scared as heck. We be scared as Hades. It puts fear and trepidation in our hearts because typically when you all ask, "Can we talk?" that talk is centered somewhere around a problem that you all have brought up at least once or twice, sometimes three times, that has went in your eyes unaddressed by us.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know which problem is about to be brought back to the light. We don't know what it is. And so
my husband could five you right now.
So we just get scared. If we honest, y'all scare us. And in those moments when y'all say, "Can we talk?" it scares the heck out of us. So when y'all find
why though? So listen, okay, I can see if I was a type of wife that nagged and all of these things.
It's
I
not
ain't
even about
saying
that.
I'm all that into my home. What I'm just saying
It
is you ain't about to
that.
give me the arc.
No,
you ain't gonna give me the arc. I ain't gonna argue with
you. But see, that's the catch. Like, it's not even so much of a nag.
So that's the part we trying to understand. The women are saying, what is it?
It ain't so much
what
of a nag.
What is it? Because you be getting sweet Helen. What is it?
So here's what the issue is. When y'all ask, can we talk? It's because you all have sat and pondered on a problem for hours, days, sometimes weeks. So what you all do, and I'm gonna help every husband, and I'm gonna help the wives too. Here's what y'all do. Because y'all have sat and thought on a thing, you all have already pre-wired yourselves for our responses. So no matter what we say, you all have something to say on the other side of it. So you all figure out every angle that we could take a conversation, and y'all have a pre-wired response for the angle that we bring to the table. Now, what makes that problematic is it means that when we do talk, y'all hear us, but you don't hear us. Y'all know that our mouths are moving, but because you all have already figured out our solution for us or what we're going to say, you go right on into your next step. So it almost feels as if we are unarmed, or that no matter what we say, we're going to lose because y'all have already processed through everything y'all think we're going to say.
But it feels like because most of the time men are fixers. So you need to have a definitive. And sometimes I don't even need you to have an answer for it. I just need your undivided attention before you want to touch and roll.
That's not true. That's not true.
To just get it off of my chest.
Y'all be looking for us to respond. So you will
not all the time. But this is
no.
We don't. That's why.
Yes, y'all do. Here it is. When y'all are bringing up problems, you all aren't looking for problems just to vent. At the end of the day,
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying.
And if I listen, and here's the catch: if I listen and then after I've listened, I say okay, and I just leave it alone. That's all you got to say. Because you all are looking for a response. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are looking for us to say something. Y'all are looking for something to come out of our mouth.
But listen, it doesn't mean that I need you to fix it necessarily. And I don't need you to come and feel like you need to have the right answer. What it feels like a lot of times is you don't want to have these conversations because you feel like we have thought it over 20 million ways, and you scared the one response you're going to give is going to be differently from what it is you think I thought up in my mind. And so instead of giving a response and being wrong, you say okay. And then when you say okay, what ain't true?
Oh, but when we say okay, what's that do to y'all? What's that do to y'all when we say okay? Help us. What does that do to y'all when we say okay? Because in us, here it is. In our heads, when y'all say can we talk, we say it's lose-lose. In my mind, when you say can we talk, I'm like, I ain't winning tonight. So I have to try to have the conversation before you say can we talk. Because if you ask can we talk, I already feel like I'm gonna lose. No matter what I do, there is no way for me to win this battle.
But this is the thing. I do, I'm not saying we don't want a response, but sometimes it's not about being the right response. I really want to know what you think as it pertains to what when I say we need to talk. What do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? What do you feel your role has been in, making it get to that? To hear it say, okay.
The reason why y'all get it okay. All right, I need y'all to understand that the reason we say okay is this.
Don't it piss us off?
We have learned, listen, time has taught us a valuable lesson. when y'all ask, can we talk? Y'all done sat on that thing for several days. That thing has slow cooked. Y'all have put that in the slow cooker. I mean, that thing, by the time y'all pull it out, the meat is falling off the bone. Like it is already decided. Like y'all already know what conclusion y'all have arrived at. So if y'all are asking us our opinion about something in our heads, no matter what we say.
Oh, let me tell you what makes me hot.
Okay.
Let me tell you
We
what
gotta
makes
go
me
to
hot.
number 3. Go ahead.
Now, okay makes me real hot. But it's when you done rub, and and I feel a little fire burning, but I need to get out what I gotta say. Then you gonna say, okay, and then you roll over. I know you lying. I know you. What you're not about to do. What you're not about to do is you're not about to mess up these night festivities. So what I'm gonna need you to do is get more than an okay. What you're not about to do is mess up this nighttime dance routine I got going. That's what you're not about to do. That's what you're not about to do. So that okay, it's just a mood killer.
Because here's the thing. Here's what y'all got to understand about us. Men will typically respond sexually at any given time. We can go, if y'all wake us up at 3 a.m, we can go if it's at 7 p.m. Men, we're just automatic. Y'all walk past us in the right way and wearing the right thing, everything immediately begins to respond. The only thing that will stop men from responding is when you hit him in a place of his confidence. When he has been hit in a space that's sensitive to him, even though you may not know it's a sensitivity, it's the one way that you can shut a man off. The way if you really want to turn your man off, here it is. Hit him in a sensitive spot. It will make him rethink and recalibrate the way he does everything. But a lot of times,
sometimes it ain't even a sensitive spot though. Sometimes it's just...
In your eyes, it may not be. But in our eyes, if it's something that we're responsible for as a husband and something we feel like we can't fix, it becomes a sensitivity. So what your words do is brings up a deficiency that we weren't ready to deal with yet from your vantage point. And when it's brought up from your vantage point and with your words and with your passion, it makes it seem like it's a jab at what we don't do right and not necessarily just a point of conversation.
But then it feels like this is you. I'm a man, and you ain't gonna come up in here and tear me down. And but this is the thing. If I have your best interest at heart, even if I want to have a conversation, I never wake up and say, I want to have this conversation and I want to tear you down. It feels like, I want to tell my granddad to say, it feels like something swinging. It feels like balls to the walls. Like, what is it? Like, what is it? It is okay because, if you come to me and say something so simple like, okay, at one time I had just started coming to bed kind of regularly. I just was coming to bed kind of regularly. And, we went on a trip and, we was talking about it and you was like, if maybe, your drawers ain't got to have a hole in it. You know what I'm saying? You used to be real sexy and now you just, I don't know what the hell you got on. And, and when you came back to me, I said, my God, I would wear the pants till the seat is falling out of them. You are absolutely right. And I used to come up in here, baby, just let it all hang out. And I said, you know what, you're right.
Sure.
But when you say it to us, and even though it is something where it feel like a correction, I took it and said, man, let me sit here. I'm gonna reflect on that. You are absolutely correct. So I'm going to course correct and I'm gonna fix that.
Sure.
But it feels like when we say it to you all, if you would have just put a little bit more sugar in that Kool-Aid, it would taste like grandma's. Okay. It's not. You know what, you all right. So the next time I make it, that's all we need. That's all we need. That's all we need. So now it feels like this is an ego thing because you all can dish it and you can't take it.
Well, one, for most of us, it's not a dish it and can't take it type scenario or situation. Like for me. All right. So for instance, if there is something.
Well, see, I mean, it's Stephen. He said, how do you expect us to respond to something when you have been thinking all day and we don't have a second to think about it? It doesn't matter. You all want to get it right. It's not about getting it right.
So here's the thing. All right, so let me tell you all how when Fanika and when I've got a difficult thing to bring to Fanika, let me tell wives, here it is. Here's how I bring a difficult thing to Fanika. I never bring her the difficulty first. What it is, however I say it to her, I give her something that is absolutely strong and amazing that she does. In the middle of that, I will express the difficulty. And then I will come back with something else amazing about who it is that she is as an individual. It's the whole reason this mentorship program finally got off the ground. I had to sandwich it appropriately so I knew when she got it, she could digest it. So it works the same way. It's pretty much, it's very similar with us.
So what
If
you're
you
saying
only
is we
start
ain't
out-
sandwiching it right.
If it only starts out with a jab and you are expressing from your passion place what is a problem or deficiency, it is a communication that we're not going to digest as quickly as you think that we should, especially if it's something you've been simmering on for a set amount of time and now we're just getting it on the fly. I always use the sandwich method.
Okay, so since you got your amen corner,
Because
since
I'm
you got your
men
what I'm
and
saying,
women,
what I'm saying,
amen.
no,
It's just
the
true.
women ain't amen to you. The women say amen to you.
Sandwich method. Sandwich method.
They ain't amen.
They
to you.
understand
They ain't
where I'm
amen to
coming
you.
from.
What
It's-
I'm saying is, so give us the way to say it
Mhm.
because I pride
Mhm.
myself
Sure.
on not being nasty, short temper, short
It ain't even
patient.
about that. Yeah.
I have, there's some things God has to work on me, but some of those areas,
Mhm.
the girl is
Sure.
sailing through in
Sure.
that. So it's like, so how, because
Here-
I think a lot of these women want to know, so how would you like
So
for us to sandwich this?
all right. So here it is.
Your pecs sure look good tonight.
No. Here.
But when
So-
it comes down to this bill paying,
So here it is. Build me before you break me. It's real simple. If you want, wives, hear me. If you want to get the best response from your husband, build him before you break him. And you may not think that what you have to say is a breaking word, but you've got to understand that when you all say stuff, the weight of the world is received from your mouth in our hearts. If your husband values your thought, your opinion, and the way you see or perceive him, when it comes out of your mouth, it means more than it does from any other source. So if you build me before you break me, all right? I know sometimes y'all want to be let's just get to it. Let's just be real direct. But I'm telling you, from a communications perspective, the way you win in communicating and in conversation, sure, it's great. Let's just get right to it. Let's just deal with it. But if you build me before you break me, I will have a higher probability of receiving what you consider to be a perceived difficulty. Okay?
okay.
That's all. Just build us before you break us.
But the thing is,
Uh-huh.
babe, you ain't gonna out me.
As much as y'all think, surely you can think.
in about how amazing you are.
Mhm.
So help me.
Everything you say
help you
for us, the way our minds
outside of the okay.
All right, so for us, the way our minds are wired, everything you've said in history is thrown out the window in the context of a conflict.
Mhm.
So when we're in conflict, you could have built me for a month all before that. But if you're bringing a contentious point up that you have sat on for weeks, all of that is thrown out the window. What you've got to be able to do in that moment is be able to take that conflict. But all right, so here it is. Here is how. Let me tell you how I deal with you. When I know that there's something difficult I've got to talk to you about, I ask myself, what is the expected end that I want out of the conversation? If I work from the end backward, I learn how to massage you the right way in
But
conversation.
I don't need the 1-2 step.
You
Just
say
tell me.
you say you don't, but in the same way, I understand my words can build or break you. I understand that I have been given as strong as you are on the exterior. I understand the delicacies of your heart. So instead of always coming critical or saying A, B, C, or D, when I say it, I'm working from an end goal. So I see where I want the conversation to end, or the ultimate point that I want you to be able to receive on the other side of it, and I work backwards. I say, because I know if I say certain things to you, that you're not going to receive it the same way. So if I say it a particular way, your heart opens up in a whole nother way to see it from a different vantage point.
Okay, somebody said this, and this was about to really be my next question. So, do you have to have the conversation with her using the sandwich method, or do you choose that because that's how you like to be communicated to or with? I think women prefer direct conversation, and I think when we holler, what is it? Women are from Mars, whatever, Pluto, and I think that's what it is, and I think that is the point of that. That little piece of contention, because with us. Just give it to me. You ain't got to you ain't got to sandwich me in, because at the end of the day, I know you love me, and I know you want what's best for me. But what I'm saying is, it's not gonna make me feel a certain type of way.
I promise you, it does. I promise you, because I know how when I just
you write a letter because I'm feeling it.
I know with the directness that I can say particular statements, that directness has the ability to get you in your head about you. There have been things that I've said directly that you mulled on for weeks because of how it came out of my mouth. And even though I didn't mean it a particular way, it was interpreted therein. And y'all, because of the way y'all's minds are wired, they go in so many different.
Because this is, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And women, I know they finna amen me on this. This is the thing.
Look at this, Charlotte. This is good. I like the sandwich method because I don't want to feel rejected. And I know, because I know, listen to me. And Fanika has normally been, we've been on this point for 30 minutes.
I'm sorry, y'all. We're going to move on. This is good.
Fanika is normally extremely direct. But listen to me when I say this. Because I know Fanika's history and I understand from birth what she came out of, I understand that there are moments where if I'm just direct, it's going to trigger a place that I'm not trying to touch.
But so let me tell you what usually happens. Because I know a lot of y'all men out there do it. You all want to say something as you're walking by. Mm-hmm. You don't sit. We don't have eye contact. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's gonna make me feel a certain type of way, because you be talking and babe, I think you should have did sentences like that, and you going on down the stairs, and then I'm just sitting here looking like pie. So yes, I'm gonna sit and mull over that, because I'm saying, okay, so he had to say that, but why he didn't sit and have a conversation with me? So I think really what it is, guys, because we're gonna move on from this point.
This is a whole live by itself. It is a communication point. It's a whole live.
Because a lot of times what women want, we want to sit down and we want to look into your eyes. And we want to know that when we're talking, that you are listening and you're looking. Because a lot of times y'all doing whatever, you checking the remote and you're doing whatever, and then you hit me with the okay.
Yep. So as you all can see, even in the quarantine, we have had moments where we, 12 years in, are still figuring out the best style, way, method, and methodology of communicating one with the other. All right. So
I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it.
I can really appreciate the diversity of ways that you all say that we should interact and how we should interact. And I think that we can conclude.
Come on back in this room, because we talking. Who do a drive-by talk? What do they do? Drive-by talking. Man, listen to me. Let me pour my face in the camera. We don't want to drive-by talk with you. We want you to sit down. We want to look in your eyes. You can give it to me direct, but don't drive by on me. Don't drop something on me and keep walking.
So y'all remember she said this. And when I come in the next Thursday and I got a black eye because I gave it direct, just know, it's possible.
What you're not gonna do is get out here on these interwebs.
Y'all see?
And come for me.
Y'all see?
Shank you.
See? Y'all see that? Y'all turned it into threats. Look, y'all turned it into everything.
And drive-by talking.
So I think probably next time we are back on here, it probably needs to just be a whole communication piece on how we deal with conflict and conflict resolution. All right. So I'm sorry, guys. We didn't mean to send y'all all the way over the moon with this.
Yes, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was just, it got good to me because, I feel like, I've tried to fix those little pieces and some of those little nuances. But what I'll try to do is put a little bit more jelly on that sandwich, baby.
Because you don't put none on.
But the thing is, I think ultimately I think this is what we can agree. It feels like men want to be communicated the way they want us to communicate to them in the way that they communicate to us. And it's just different styles. Me, I'm kind of a matter of fact, I'm kind of a bottom line. Let's park the car. You know, you want to go around the corner and come back and bring it back. You know, and even sometimes when we have been in counseling sessions with people, you know, you will slow walk, you know, and I almost crashed the car because
I mean, a couple cars have hit buildings.
But they come out and they say, I ain't never thought about it like that.
Yeah, but the building on fire.
I said, you the slow walk.
You set the building on fire.
3 weeks ago, we could have handled this.
Set the building on fire because you hit it.
Let it burn and build something else.
Okay.
So
here's what we learned out of this. This is I'm gonna hold her to a word, and I'm gonna do a test study. Watch this. I'm gonna do a test study. By the time we come back next time,
to see if I sandwich it well.
No, not see if you sandwich it. I'm gonna say what I'm thinking very directly. All right, and we'll do a test. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how well this turns out. All right. So the point of that is have the hard conversations. And husbands, men, be willing to sit to listen to the hard conversations. Be okay with a conversation going in a direction that you did not plan, or your spouse bringing up something that you hadn't wanted to deal with, or when she says, "Can we talk?" Be still and let's talk. Yeah. All right. So number 3, and this kind of ties in. We'll stop on 3. It's this: take this time to grow up.
Yeah.
Right. I need you. If you're sitting next to your spouse, tell them, grow up.
Grow up.
Tell them real quick, grow up. Tell them, grow up. Yeah. Grow up. And I'm going to tell you why this part's important. We're doing about 5 minutes. And we're going to let y'all go. Every relationship goes through moments of extreme maturation.
Yeah.
You have emotional maturity. You have psychological maturity. You have your interpersonal maturity, or places of maturation that take place in the context of the relationship. When you refuse to grow, you refuse to go.
Yeah.
So anytime you're not growing, you're not going. Meaning you can be married for 15 years, but your relationship be locked at year 2.
That's true.
Because you haven't made a decision to grow beyond the place where you were offended or mature emotionally to be able to handle the capacity of how your spouse has been stretched in the years that y'all have been together. You've got to be willing to grow up.
And can I say this? Okay, a credit report, even in 7 years, with some things, they will begin to wipe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what you have to say, even in maturity, is, you know what? I have held this over them for so long. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to get to the place where you say, that was bad. But if we are making the choice to stick this out, somebody have to mature enough and say, okay, we have to wipe this clean. Absolutely. and we have to start. Absolutely. We have to start afresh, because if every time we say we want to mature or we want to move forward, and then one little thing trigger you and you pull back from something 7 years when we're saying we got to wipe it clean. I think that is probably one of the biggest places of maturity that you would end up having to deal with. And so I'm just excited about this. I didn't even really know what direction this was going to go tonight, but I'm telling you, I think this is such a good place for even to have conversations with your spouse. Because if we're saying we're gonna stick this out, because what I this is what I tell people, and I said to them, blue in the face, I refuse to be miserable and married. I refuse to it. I refuse to be miserable and married. I refuse to put my key in the door and come in and dread walking in the house because I don't want to be here. I refuse to be miserable and married. Mm-hmm. And so if something is coming up on to feel miserable, I'm going to have to address it, because I refuse to live that way. I refuse to do it. And that was something that we often said. I cannot come here. I'm too jovial. I got too much life. I got to sit here and just, null and just like, I I don't even want to go home. Let me just go on circle this block one more time because I don't even feel like going in. I am almost like a kid when he comes in the house. That's why he be trying to get away from these toots, because I be just excited to see them kids. We be acting like little puppies, just run up on him. He be like, we don't even let the man get in, get his breath. But, I just refuse to do that.
Yeah.
And how do we keep that? We keep working at it. We keep maturing at those places of saying, okay, this is something that can just really turn this marriage into something else. So if we don't have the conversations and we don't address it, we're going to be two miserable fools.
Here is a perfect case study. Here's a perfect case. Is a perfect point. And I'm pulling some of this like fresh out of our quarantine chronicles of moments where we have had very intense fellowship over places where we've both had to mature. I had to sit and listen to Fanika say to me, I love you with all my heart, but there are still moments where as we navigate forward, I'm learning how to trust you again.
Yeah.
Past failures still come to my heart or my mind every once in a while when we're about to take a chance. So I'm having to relearn my trust pieces and my trust mechanisms when it comes to certain things that transpire. What I have to do is not internalize that, but mature through it.
Yeah.
Be able to own that there have been failures that have been caused by my hand. Be able to say, as we're going into this next step of whatever, I'm willing to hold your hand and communicate as much as I need to ensure that this is a trustworthy step that we're about to take.
Yeah.
I have to, in some instances, even begin to over-explain. And it's not to overcompensate for where I had a failure, but it is to fix the place where I failed last time so I don't run the risk of putting us in another valley again because I didn't communicate the way I should have, and it caused there to be a breach in trust. Yeah. When I say breach in trust, it doesn't mean an infidelity.
Right.
A breach in trust does not mean that there was necessarily some type of fault. Right. What a breach of trust simply means is I gave you a part of my heart and you didn't handle it the way I thought you would. So part of maturing is being able, for her having the space to say, hey, my love for you continues to increase.
Yeah.
But there are spaces, if I'm honest, and I can't get in a fence over her honest space.
Yeah.
I have to be able to own the fact that this is her reality and not try to even fix it per se, but be sure that I'm doing the steps that are necessary to strengthen it as we go along. Does that make sense? I hope that all that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So that's like been just a very, in the midst of quarantine, it's been a very real one. Yeah. And what I appreciate is that it's given to me because my mind's already working 15, 16 more steps ahead.
Yeah.
For her, it's like, don't take me too fast, because in one of these last steps, there was a fall or something didn't work that kind of triggered me to say, you know what, we've been in low places before. I want to be sure we don't go into another low place again. Yeah. And it's honest. So I've got to be able to own her honesty and not hold it over her head because she gave it to me the way that she did.
Yeah.
Does that make?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Woo, yo, we said a lot. This may have been the...
How long we been on here?
We've been on an hour.
I'm sorry, y'all.
This may have been probably one of the more transparent ones that we've been able to just kind of get out. And I like these segments and
too,
because none of what we ended up talking about was the pre-planned stuff that we thought we were going to talk about. Yeah. But I feel like it was all very necessary, and I hope that it at least helped a little bit. Somebody in
so let's be sure we sandwich, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be
like
sure
a turkey and cheese.
We put some fries to go with that shake. No. I really enjoyed it. It was all. It felt like group therapy. Did it feel like group therapy to any? I know had I been in a room with some of y'all sisters, we would have slap fives and duck walk right on back. Like, I know. I felt y'all tonight, and it was amazing.
And some of the fellas were saying, "Thank you for saying that for me." Thank you for finally communicating for me exactly what I was thinking and feeling. All right. So this was, I hope, an hour well spent on a Thursday
Oh,
night.
Pastor. Can you just, and I know we don't typically do this. I
Uh-huh.
know we don't do this because we try to just do straight marriage things. But because we saw so many messages, I saw one man saying, just a struggle with he want to hold on
Uh-huh.
and his wife does not,
Yep.
or some saying, I don't know how to really, speak to them appropriately.
Sure.
I don't know how to really address those pieces because a lot of times these are the foxes that comes in to destroy
Absolutely.
marriages,
Yep.
destroy vines, which our last part was going to talk about keeping it spicy. And the thing is, a lot of times we can't even connect on a sexual level because we cannot get past these, we cannot mature past these spaces.
Sure.
And then, you have a man who is sexually frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's causing them to shut down even more. And then the woman saying, how do you figure out my body gonna do anything
Sure.
for you?
Sure.
And, I'm getting an okay, or I can't, and so if there's a way that you can just kind of pray just
Absolutely.
for, just for the couples and
Mhm.
some that are single or
Sure.
whatever, I just, whatever you feel led. But I just really, and I'm sorry, we've never prayed on one of these lives, but I just kind of feel it tonight. I feel something a little different, even with our laughing and our candor. I just feel that, and because marriage is so near and dear to our heart,
I
and
believe
that's
it's on the heart
why
of God,
we are so transparent. I never want people to think we get it all right, and a
Sure.
lot of times, even for me as a pastor's wife, sometimes it just was not a safe space
Sure.
because everybody wanted to act like their marriage was all that in the bag of chips, and they never had any issues, and that just was not the case. And so we said, well, it's not a platform where we see that. We're just creating, and we're gonna
Right.
tell our truths. And so that's kind of really what
Sure.
where these couch conversations have come from. So if you can just kind of pray us out. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to be churchy or anything, but I just feel the need for that tonight.
Well, I'm going to make it quick, but I'm going to make it very intentional for each and every one of you. Father, I thank you for marriages. And because you honor the covenants that are created in the earth, when we cut one here, you also cut one in heaven. So even in the midst of quarantine, where the enemy has come in to seek to divide and to conquer and to cause division, I pray for reconciliation.
Yes.
I pray for restoration. And I pray for strength to come upon marriages just as they did when they said, I do.
Yes.
Today, I pray and thank you for the power of covenant. It is the most powerful element that you've left in the earth for us. Agreement under the context of covenant.
Yeah.
Tonight, I pray for the wife that has felt misunderstood,
Yes, Lord.
has felt overlooked, and felt like from a communications perspective, she hasn't received what she needed. I pray tonight that you not only strengthen her heart, but bring it into sobriety. Let her see from a pure place the love of the one who she's been in covenant with, even if it's not being seen and or displayed the way that she's needed it.
Yes, Lord.
I pray tonight that you give her the strength and the boldness, but as well the candor to be able to have the critical conversation in a way that it brings strength and power to the relationship.
Yes, Lord.
To the husband who has harbored pieces in his heart that he didn't have the strength or even felt as if he had the wherewithal to communicate appropriately to his spouse. Tonight, I pray that you arm his mouth with loving words that become a bridge from one season into a next.
Yes,
Give him the ability to articulate even the pains of his heart in a way that can be received and made receptive by his wife. And Father, more than anything, I pray that you help us as both husband and wives to become leading intercessors for our marriage.
Yes, Lord.
We believe that it is impossible to stay in a fence with someone you stay in intercession for.
Yes, Lord.
So tonight I pray that you raise the frequency of both husbands and wives in private intercession one for the other. And in that place of prayer, I pray you give them the strategies for the conversation. I pray you teach them how to mature in their love for one another. And I pray more than anything, you expose to them the foxes that are trying to cause division.
Yes, Lord.
May every place of pride be completely abased, and may our hearts be open to correction and to new direction in what it is you have built us together for. And tonight, Father, even for the singles, I pray for every single man and single woman that is listening to gain tips and insight on how to deal relationally.
Yes,
And I
Lord.
pray tonight that you fortify their heart even for the wait, that you give them the strength to wait for the one that you have sent and you've ordained for them, and to not move prematurely just because they feel like they're losing time. And I pray that they will be able to learn from not just ours, but even in the comments, men and women who have seen the shortcomings of marriage, and now they are able to use their valley to be a bridge to help them cross over. Father, break the yoke off the spirit of divorce. I declare the yoke upon the necks that would cause men and women to run to a courthouse before they run to an altar,
Yes,
that
Lord.
tonight you break it. May the space of disagreement no longer exist, and may we walk fully into everything you've called and destined us for as husbands and wives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Y'all,
Amen.
thank you so much for giving us your heart, your mind, and your
Yes.
attention tonight. I really pray something happened in this last 70 minutes that was beneficial to your life and to your future. And we thank you again. If you have not yet, bottom right of the screen, you can click the subscribe button and you can be in the know whenever we go live. There may not be moments in the future where we're putting up blasts that say we're going live. So we just want y'all ready as we do, because there are definitely going to be some more coming. And we thank y'all for just being a part with us tonight and joining with us in this conversation. We love y'all.
Love you
We'll
guys.
see y'all soon.